Refuah Health Center had to pay a $450,000 penalty and was forced to invest $1.2 million in its own cybersecurity. The cause? A ghost in their machine. I'm Paul Tracey, CEO of Innovative Technologies, and today I'm going to show you how one forgotten vendor account led to a cybersecurity disaster that could happen to any organization, including yours. This isn't just another breach story. This is about how a single oversight compromised over 250,000 patients and created a $1.65 million nightmare. What happened at Refuah Health Center could happen to any business that works with IT vendors, which means virtually every company today. Let's break down the real cost of this ghost account. $450,000 in penalties paid directly to New York authorities. $1.2 million in required cybersecurity investments they had to make after the fact, and over 250,000 patients whose personal information was compromised. But here's what really makes this case terrifying. This entire disaster was completely preventable. In May 2021, the Lorenz ransomware group gained access to Refuah's network. They didn't just lock up the systems, they stole about 1 terabyte of sensitive data first. Then they encrypted key medical operations, forcing them to halt. Imagine being a healthcare provider and having to tell patients you can't access their medical records. This attack paralyzed critical healthcare services when people needed them most. Here's where it gets really scary. The ransomware attack that crippled them used login credentials from an IT vendor that hadn't been active for years. These credentials were never disabled, deleted, or even changed in over a decade, giving hackers a wide open door into their entire network. Think about this, an administrative account that hadn't been used for 7 years, with credentials unchanged for 11 years, and zero protection. No multi-factor authentication, nothing. The criminals gained access to everything. Patient records for 250,000 to 260,000 individuals. Social security numbers, health information, bank details, addresses, completely exposed. And just to prove they had it, the attackers provided screenshots of the patient database. This wasn't just a technical breach, it was a complete violation of patient trust. The attackers demanded ransom payment with proof of their data theft. Refuah had to rebuild their systems, but key evidence was lost due to lack of logging. They had to notify all those patients about the breach, and compliance violations were investigated. Trust was shattered, and rebuilding systems was just the beginning of a long, expensive recovery process. This isn't an isolated incident. 63% of data breaches involve weak, default, or stolen credentials. Third-party vendor risks are among the top 3 causes of health sector breaches. If you're thinking this won't happen to us, you're playing Russian roulette with your business. Here's what's really frustrating about this case. These simple security measures could have prevented the entire breach. No regular review of old employee or vendor accounts, inactive accounts left with no password updates, no multi-factor authentication on privileged accounts, lack of file-level encryption and activity monitoring. These are basic protocols that were completely ignored. This wasn't sophisticated hacking, this was walking through an unlocked door. Vendor offboarding isn't just an IT task, it's a critical security control that the New York Attorney General is actively enforcing. Here's what proper vendor offboarding looks like. Immediate account cleanup when contracts end. Enhanced authentication with password rotation and MFA for all privileged access. Regular audits to find and secure dormant accounts. And comprehensive protection with encryption and monitoring. A systematic approach keeps your organization safe from these completely preventable threats. The choice is simple. Implement proper vendor offboarding now or risk millions in damages later. One forgotten account can cripple your entire organization. At Innovative Technologies, we manage the full lifecycle of your technology and vendors. We help businesses across the capital region implement rigorous processes and automated security measures that actually work. Don't wait for your ghost account to wake up. Visit upstatetechsupport.com or call us at 518-900-7004 and we'll help you identify any issues you may have, because the next $1.65 million disaster doesn't have to be yours. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe out there.